Hi everyone, I'm going to be doing geography today, and the way that this is going to work is you are going to download the the translations that I upload to the electronic register under the Materiale Didattico section. And you will read along with me, okay? Today we're going to be doing geography, pages 154 to 157, plains. All right. I'm Monica, and I live in Mantova in Lombardy. It's not a big city, and you can explore it by bicycle, mainly because the streets are flat so it is not tiring. In half an hour, you can see everything, cycling past houses, public buildings, shops. Outside the city walls, you can see big areas of cultivated fields, canals, railway tracks, and factories built along the banks of the river Mincio. In summary, it is difficult to find areas where man has not used the land. Why is the plains such a well-used territory? The first aspect that makes the plains so favorable to settlements is the fact that it is flat. Both in the past and today, this has made the construction of buildings, the cultivation of vast areas using machines, and the building of roads and railways in straight lines much easier. Another resource is water. The majority of Italian plains are alluvial in origin, which means they are formed by an accumulation of debris transported from rivers. These same rivers continue to cross the plain, providing water to irrigate the fields and for the work in factories. Finally, as you know, Italy is found in the temperate zone of the planet and enjoys a climate which favors the life of man and the cultivation of a great variety of agricultural products. Please, in this section, I would like for you to highlight the title, Why is the Plain Such a Well-Used Territory? And we're going to highlight, in this small section here, it says, it is flat, okay? That is very important. It is flat. And the other section that we're going to highlight is in the second paragraph. We're going to start with highlighting the word water, and then all the way to, I will read it, water. The majority of Italian plains are alluvial in origin, which means they are formed by an accumulation of debris transported from rivers. Okay. Work and the city. Work is like a magnet for man. People tend to go where there is a major possibility of finding employment. In the past, this meant farm work, but since the 19th century, industry has attracted many people to the plain. This has created a need to build the houses and services such as schools, hospitals, sports centers, shops, of which man needs. So the plain is home to many large cities. Half of the entire Italian population lives in the plain, even if the plain only occupies less than a quarter of the territory. So that's a lot of people living in one small area, or concentrated in one small area. Okay, I'm going to turn the page over, and I'm going to read page 155, The Origins of the Italian Plain. Please have your highlighter ready, and I will begin. Okay. As you have seen, millions of years ago, in the area which is now our peninsula, there were only mountains and hills. Later, the plains appeared in one of three ways. 1. Alluvial plains. Please highlight alluvial plains. Were formed as a result of constant erosion, transportation, and deposits from rivers. Please highlight that as well. Alluvial plains were formed as a result of constant erosion, transportation, and deposits from rivers. The main examples are the Padana Plain, Valdarno, Maremma, Agro Romano, Agro Pontino, and Campidano. Number 2, I've numbered my 3 sections, so please do that as well. Number 2 does not have a title, so please go ahead and add it yourself. And we're going to add structural plain as a title, okay? Structural plain. So STRUCTURAL, plain. You also have the vocabulary word on page 156 of the translations. Okay. Structural plain, plains which have occurred as a result of the marine bed rising, which have then been covered in alluvial material. Okay, one example is the Puglia Plateau. Please highlight your title, structural plain, have occurred as a result of the marine bed rising, which have then been covered in alluvial material. Okay. Number 3, volcanic plains. Please highlight the title, volcanic plains, are formed by eruptive volcanic material which has then been transported by water and has accumulated in ditches, filling in the hole. The main examples are the Catania Plain and the plains at the foot of Etna. Okay? Please highlight volcanic plains formed by eruptive volcanic material which has then been transported by water and has accumulated in ditches, filling in the holes. Okay, so basically what they're saying is a volcano erupts and any kind of holes in the land are covered by the material of the eruption, creating a flat surface. Okay? All right. High and low plains. As a river exits the valley, it deposits the heaviest material first, pebbles and gravel, then lighter materials such as clay. Please highlight that whole first sentence. As a river exits the valley, it deposits the heaviest material first, pebbles and gravel, then lighter materials such as clay. The alluvial plain has two areas which are very different. So let's find out about those. We're going to highlight the first part that says the high plains has, okay, highlight that whole area because it's all very important information. The high plain has stony, general dry land because water penetrates easily between the large stones and gets to the deeper soil underneath. I don't know if you guys remember, we did a science experiment one time where we had rocks and then in another we had sand. So imagine, just so it makes sense, if we filled up a cup with rocks in it and I pour water in it, the water would go to the bottom of the cup immediately, right? That's because it penetrates easily, okay? The rocks don't absorb the water, okay? So that's what they're saying. Between the high and the low plain, the water can appear above ground as it meets softer, compact, impermeable soil of the low plain. It cannot penetrate this soil, so water emerges above the land. Okay, so the land here is very compact, so it's very difficult for the water to fall through it, okay? The low plain is made up of fertile, wet soil because it absorbs and holds onto the water. Okay, so the low plain is able to absorb the water. All right, I will give you a quick glimpse of what I've highlighted so that you can do the same. All right, let's move on. So this is page 156, and 156 can be done all on your own. You have the definitions here, which we just read. So alluvial, volcanic, and structural plains, and you just match. Here, you have the different plains throughout Italy, and you can use the map on your translation of page 156 in order to find the locations of these plains. Okay? All right. Let's move forward so we can wrap this up. The life of man in the plain. Over hundreds of years, man has modified this environment more than any other. Today, the Padana Plain is the most anthropological in Italy, which means it is the place with the most evidence of man living there. Please highlight that just so we understand that we find a lot of human life in the Padana Plains. Okay, so highlight, today the Padana Plain is the most anthropological in Italy, which means it is the place with the most evidence of man living there. In the higher plains, highlight higher plains, the land is only used to cultivate vines and fruit trees. Please highlight that. Used to cultivate vines and fruit trees. They are, however, suitable for living and working there. Big cities have appeared, such as Milan, as well as many towns. Commerce also prospers thanks to good road links, motorways, railways, and the presence of airports. The lower plain is full of cereal and forage fields. Forage fields means grassy fields. Okay, but please highlight that. The lower plain is full of cereal and forage fields, with rivers and canals crossing them. Highlight that as well. Once in a while, you see a farmhouse called a cascina, an old agricultural building which will have been renovated to include mechanized stables, garages for farm equipment, and barns to house the products as they are harvested. Okay, so please, just as a reminder, as we do every time, please make sure that you read the Italian pages in your Le Maraviglie book, which is our pages 154 to 157. And complete the activity in the back. And this, you will find all the information for this map is on page 156. And the definitions are on your page 155 of your translations. Okay? And I will see you next time for science. All right. Have a great day, guys. Bye.